Good morning, Sudoku friends. Welcome to the New Yorker Times Hard Sudoku. Today is February 15, 2023. Admittedly, yesterday's solve of that hard puzzle wasn't the smoothest ever. I hope that I can do better today. We will just have to wait and see. I do see the 2, 3, and an 8 blocking down here. So these 3 squares must be 2 3s and 8. And there's a 2 blocking these 4 cells, therefore this must be a 2. And the 8 blocks over here, so that must be the 3, and this must be the 8. We're off to a start. These 3 squares now must be a 1, 4, and a 7. We got 2 4s blocking over, so this is a 4, making this a 1, 7. These 3 now must be a 5, 6, and a 9. And one of these must be an 8. We got a 6 blocking over here and a 6 blocking down here. So one of these is a 6, and therefore one of these must be a 6. Oh, hang on, but one of these is a 1, right? That means that a 1 must go in this square because these two ones block over here. So this is a 1. And the 7 blocks, the 7 is here or here, right? So it blocks up here. So one of these two squares must be a 7. And since we can't have a 7 anywhere in this block, the only place that we can have a 7 now in this row is going to be here. So now we have a 4 and a 4 here. So one of these must be a 4, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, in this case anyway. So a 6 must go up here somewhere because the 6 blocks over here. Still don't know anything about the 5 and the 9. But we do see the 7 blocking across here, and 7 blocking down here. So one of these must be a 7. I see the 2 1s blocking here, so one of these is a 1. Oh, and we have a 3. We have a 2 3s blocking over here, and we have the 3 blocking up here and the 3 blocking down here, so this is a 3. And I believe I have found a 7 now. Remember that one of these is a 7, therefore this cannot be a 7. The 7 blocks over here, so one of these must be a 7. So one of these being a 7 blocks all the way over here. This 7 blocks all the way over here. This 7 blocks all the way down here, making this a 7. This square must be a 4 or a 5. We need a 4, 5, 7, and an 8 for the last 4 squares here. There's a 7 and 8 blocking here, so this is a 4 or a 5. And this square also can be a 4 because these 2 4s block the other 3 squares in this block. I think I found an 8. This square cannot be an 8, can it? Because of the 8 here. So one of these 2 squares must be an 8 because the 8 is blocking the last square here. So one of these squares must be an 8. Now we look at this 8 blocking up and this 8 blocking over. So we know that one of these must be an 8, and therefore this cannot be an 8. Therefore this must be an 8. And the only place now in this row number 2 where we can position a 4 is here, because this 4 blocks here and this 4 blocks here. So this is a 4. The 4 blocks down here, the 4 blocks up here, making this a 4. Remember how we said that this is a 4 or a 5? Now we know, because of the 4 here, that it is a 5 in fact. And now we know that these 2 squares have to be a 6 and a 5. How do we know that? Well, we have the 6 blocking over here and the 6 blocking up here. So one of these 2 squares must be a 6. Therefore, one of these must be a 6. We have a 5 here and a 5 here, therefore one of these must be a 5. And remembering that these two are 1 and 7, that makes this a 9. So far this is coming together quite nicely, I think. So a 4, 6, and a 7. This must be a 4, of course, because the 4 blocks here, so this must be a 4. Now 7 cannot go here because of this 7, so it must go here, and the last digit has got to be an 8. Now these have to be a 5, 6, and a 9. We have a 9 blocking up here, so this is a 9. And these now have to be a 6 and a 7, and we know, of course, that the 7 blocks here, making this a 6 and this a 7. Nothing mysterious about that. Now one of these must be a 6. And we know that a 6 will have to go in one of these 3 squares, because the only place in this column where we can place a 6 is here or here. And the only place over here is here and here. So we still need a 6 for the third row. But it would be pretty premature to try to figure out where it goes at this point. A 2 and a 9 here. Nothing to be done. Let's see. 2 comes over here. One of these is a 2. It's 4, 5. No, nothing I can do about that right now. These are still 1, 7. But I've been telling myself and you a few times that these have to be a 5 and a 6. And there is this 5 blocking here. So, of course, this must be a 6 and this must be a 5. And now this square must be a 5 because we need a 5 for this row here. And the 5 blocks these 3 squares. So one of these must be a 5. Since we have the 5 blocking up here, one of these must be a 5. And in fact, this is a 5. And that makes this a 5. It should be possible to find the last digit for this row. And it looks as if it's going to be a 9, making this a 9. One of these is a 9, and I think I said that the other one was a 6 before, didn't I? Yes, I did. And of course, that would make this an 8. Now we just need to fill this with a 2, and a 2 fills this gap nicely. A 6 and a 1 for these 2 squares. There's a 6 in the row, making this a 1 and this a 6. And one of these must be a 1 now. What are the 2 others? 2 and a 3. Well, one of these is a 3 then. I don't seem to be able to fill those right this instance. What are these 3 going to be? They're going to be a 4, 8, and a 5. No, not yet. There must be something else we can do. And yes, there is, because the 1 now blocks this square, which must be a 7, and this therefore a 1. And we got the 7 blocking over here now, and the 7 here blocking down. So this is a 7. And we got a 7 blocking over here and a 7 blocking over here. And we got these 2 7s blocking these 2 squares. Therefore, this must be a 7. So across here, we need to find a 1, 6, and a 2. So the 1 blocks, this is a 1. This is a 6, 2 pair. Anything that we can do over here in this row, 8, 3, 6, 8, and a 9. Well, 8 must go here somewhere, and the 6 we don't know. The 9, no, not really. And the bottom row, 2, 3, 5, and a 9. 2, 3 here, so this is a 5, 9. There's a 5, 9 here, so this is a 2, 3. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I know from earlier that one of these must be a 5, so I don't need to study that further. 2, 6, 8, 9 in column 6 here. So 6, 8, 9. There's a 6 and a 9 here, so this is a 2, 8. Hang on, there's a 6 and a 9 here, so this is a 2, 8. So we got 2, 8 here and 2, 8 here. So this is a 6, 9, and this is a 6, 9. Can we do something with that? I said 2, 8 here and 2, 8 here. So we need to find a 2, 8 for these. An 8 will have to go here or here. And a 2 will have to go here or here. Oh, hang on, 2, 6, 9. What am I talking about? You dummy. This has got to be an 8. So 2, 6, 9 now. 6, 9 here. So this is a 2. This is a 6, 9. This is a 6, 9. But we are looking better now. This is a 2, of course, because of the 2 blocking over here. Now one of these must be a 2. These last 2 digits in column 1 must be a 3 and a 1. We have a 1 in this box here. So this is a 3. This is a 1. We got a couple of 1s blocking up here and the 1 blocking over. So this is a 1. This last square has got to be a 3. It simply has got to be a 3. And these two, therefore, a 4 and an 8. These two must be a 6 and a 9. 6 and a 9. Yes, we know that. We got a couple of 3s blocking here. And we've got a couple of 3s blocking across, making this a 3. Now we're looking at a missing 6, 8, and 9 for these 3 squares. There's an 8 blocking here. There's an 8 blocking here, making this an 8. Now this is a 6 and 9, and this is a 6 or a 9. 6s and 9s seem to be the theme for this puzzle. This was a 2, 6, 2, 6. I'm clearly not seeing everything here because it should be quite simple from here on. These have to be a 4 and a 5. So let's look at the center column. 4, 5, 6, and a 9 missing. 4, 5, this is a 6, 9. 4, 6, this is a 5, 9. 5, 9, 4. Ah, no, the 7 already occupies this square. So I can't use it again for something else. And of course, the something else is an 8 and it must go up here because we got the 8 blocking over here and the 8 blocking up here. There you go. This is a 4 and I think that should solve this puzzle. 4 blocks down here, the 4 blocks over here, making this a 4. And this therefore must be a 5. And I know that this therefore is a 5 because I remember that a 5 had to go in one of these 2 cells here. So where does that leave us? Still a 6 and a 9 here, and a 6 and a 9 here. But now this is a 6 and a 9. We got a 6 in the row, making this a 9 finally, and this is 6, and this therefore a 9. 9 goes here, 6 goes here. And I think we are getting there now. 6 here, 6 here, 9, and a 2, making this a... Yeah, that was not the hardest ever New York Times puzzle. And goodbye for now.